The morning sky turned strange. Dr. Ja Kim looked up from her desk and saw flashes of light through her office window. She rubbed her tired eyes. After working all night on her research about snow leopards, she thought she might be seeing things. Ja was a scientist who studied animals from other worlds and Earth. She loved big cats, especially snow leopards. For 10 years, she had worked to save them from dying out forever. But she was losing the fight. Her phone rang. It was her assistant, Ta. Dr. Kim. Turn on the news right now. Ta's voice shook with fear or excitement. Jia couldn't tell which. Jia grabbed her remote and turned on the small TV in the corner of her office. Her mouth fell open. The news showed a large, smooth ship hovering over the ocean. It was shaped like a teardrop and shimmered with a blue-green light. "Aliens," she whispered. "They're really here." As she watched, her other phone buzzed. This was her special phone, the one connected to her tracking devices in the Himalayas. Only 3 snow leopards remained in the wild, and she monitored them day and night. The message made her heart stop. Leopard 1, the oldest male, was showing no movement for the past hour. His heart rate was dropping fast. No, Jia said. She had to choose, stay and watch history unfold as aliens made first contact with Earth, or rush to the side of the dying leopard she had studied for years. There was no real choice. She grabbed her emergency pack and coat. "Ta, I'm going to the mountains," she said into her phone. "Leopard 1 is dying." But Dr. Kim, the aliens, this is the biggest moment in human history, and this is the final moment in snow leopard history, she said firmly. "I won't let him die alone." As Jia rushed to the helicopter pad on the roof, her assistant called after her. "The government is saying the aliens look like cats. Big cats. They're asking for all experts in feline biology to report to the command center." Jia paused for a second, then continued walking. Whatever these cat-like aliens wanted, it would have to wait. She had a promise to keep. The helicopter lifted off as the sky filled with more alien ships. Jia didn't look up. Her eyes were fixed on the mountain range ahead, where the last snow leopard was taking his final breaths. She didn't know yet that these two events, the arrival of the aliens and the death of the leopard, were connected in ways she couldn't imagine, and that her tears would soon change everything. The helicopter landed on a small flat area halfway up the mountain. Jia jumped out, pulling her heavy backpack with medical supplies. The icy wind cut through her coat, but she did not slow down. The tracking device showed Leopard 1 was just half a mile away. She climbed over rocks and through deep snow. Her breath made small clouds in the cold air. After 20 minutes of hard climbing, she reached a small cave. The signal was coming from inside. "I'm here," she whispered, turning on her flashlight. "I'm here, old friend." In the back of the cave lay the snow leopard. His once beautiful coat was now stained with blood. Jia could see the bullet wounds in his side. Poachers had shot him, then left him to die slowly. Jia knelt beside the giant cat. Leopard 1 opened his eyes when he felt her presence. He did not growl or try to move away. Over the years, he had grown used to her smell when she put new tracking collars on him. "Who did this to you?" Jia asked, gently touching his head. She took out her medical kit, but she knew it was too late. The wounds were too deep, and he had lost too much blood. The leopard's breathing was shallow. His eyes, yellow-green like summer grass, looked at Jia with what seemed like understanding. Far above them, unknown to Jia, an alien ship moved through the clouds. Inside, Captain Hoon of the Taylor watched a screen showing heat signals on the mountain. "There," he said to his crew, "I detect 2 life forms. One is fading quickly." His second in command, Da, looked at the readings. "It shows the genetic markers we seek. The Earth cat species carries the pure strain, but it is dying." "And the other life form?" Hoon asked. "Human. Female." Da checked more readings. "She appears to be trying to help the cat." Hoon made a quick decision. "We must go down. If the cat dies before we can collect samples, our mission fails. Back in the cave, Gia held the leopard's huge paw in her hands. Tears rolled down her face and fell onto his fur. "You are the last one," she said. "The very last true snow leopard. I failed you. I failed all of you." The leopard's eyes started to close. Gia laid her head on his side, her tears soaking into his fur. She did not see how her tears began to glow slightly where they touched his blood. She did not hear the soft footsteps approaching the cave. She did not know that her moment of grief was being watched by visitors from another world. The leopard's heart stopped, but just as Gia began to pull away, she felt a movement beneath her hand. Impossible. The dead leopard's paw twitched. His chest rose with a breath. His eyes opened once more. Gia pulled back in shock as the leopard blinked slowly. This was not possible. The animal had been dead. She checked her medical tools again. There was a weak heartbeat where moments ago there had been none. "How?" she whispered. "Your tears," said a deep voice from the cave entrance. Gia spun around. A tall figure stood there. At first, she thought it was a man in a strange suit. Then he stepped into the light. He looked almost human, but not quite. His skin had a faint golden tone. His eyes were large and yellow-green, like the leopard's. When he moved, it was with a smooth grace that no human had. Gia backed away until she hit the cave wall. "Who are you?" "I am Hoon, captain of the Taylor ship." He pointed upward. "We come from far beyond your solar system." Fear and wonder filled Gia. The aliens from the news were here, in this cave, with her. "Why are you here? What do you want?" Her voice shook. Hoon moved closer to the leopard, who watched him with calm eyes. "We came for them. For the earth cats you call leopards." Another alien entered the cave. This one was shorter, with darker skin. "Captain, we must hurry. The Earth authorities will track our landing soon." Hoon nodded. "This is Da, my science officer." He turned back to Gia. "You are a scientist who studies these animals." "Yes. I'm Dr. Jia Kim. I study snow leopards." She stood taller, her fear mixing with curiosity. "They are almost extinct. This one is the last male." Hoon made a sad sound. "Then we may be too late." "Too late for what?" Jia asked. Hoon looked at her directly. "Too late to save our own kind. The Taylor are dying out. Our DNA is breaking down after years of space travel and living on worlds not meant for us." He pointed to the leopard. "We traced our oldest ancestors to Earth's cats. We hoped their pure genetic material could help us." Day moved to the leopard and scanned him with a small device. "Captain, something strange has happened here. The human's tears contain enzymes that have temporarily stabilized the animal's cells." Gia stepped forward, her scientist mind taking over. "That's impossible. Tears are just water and salt. Human tears contain proteins and healing compounds," Hoon explained. "Yours seem especially potent. They have given the leopard a few more hours of life." Gia looked at her dying friend, then at the aliens who had crossed space to find him. She made a decision. "I have collected genetic samples from many leopards over the years. DNA, tissue, everything. It's all in my lab." Hoon's eyes widened. "You would share this with us, if you can help save him in return," Gia said, pointing to the leopard. "And if you tell me everything about why you need this." The two aliens looked at each other. Then Hoon nodded. "We accept. We have much to discuss, Dr. Jia Kim." The inside of the alien ship was warm and bright. Gia stood in a round room filled with strange machines. The leopard lay on a clear table in the center. Tubes and lights connected to his body, keeping him alive. "Your Earth technology could not save him," Hoon said, "but our medical systems can hold back death a little longer." Gia touched the leopard's fur. It felt warmer now. "Thank you." Day worked at a control panel nearby. "We need your genetic samples now, Dr. Kim." "I called my assistant before we left the cave," Gia said. He is bringing them to the landing site, but he is not alone. He brings my colleague, Dr. Minho Park. Hoon looked concerned. More humans know of us. Minho is a genetic expert. He has worked with me for years. We need his help. Ja did not add that Minho was also her former lover. Their work relationship had survived their failed romance, but things were still awkward between them. A screen on the wall lit up, showing two humans approaching the ship. "Let them in," Hoon ordered. Minutes later, Minho entered the room carrying a large metal case. He froze when he saw the aliens, his eyes wide with shock. Then he saw Ja. "You're okay," he said with relief. "When Tai told me aliens had taken you, I feared the worst." "I went willingly," Gia said. She pointed to the Leopard. "They're helping him." Minho set down the case and went to the animal. "Impossible. His wounds are healing." "Temporarily," Daz said. "The effect will not last." Minho turned to the aliens. "Why do you need these samples? What are you planning?" Hoon explained their mission again. As Minho listened, he opened the case, revealing dozens of labeled tubes and containers. "These are all our Leopard samples from the past 15 years, Minho said. "Pure genetic material from over 30 individuals." The aliens began testing the samples immediately. Ja and Minho watched as they used machines that analyzed DNA faster than anything on Earth. After an hour, Da made a strange sound. "Captain, look at this." The aliens stared at a screen showing twisted strands of DNA. "What is it?" Jia asked. Hoon turned to her, his cat-like eyes wide with surprise. "This Leopard is not what we thought. He carries Taylor DNA." "That's not possible," Minho said. "It is. Our ancestors visited Earth centuries ago. They must have changed some Leopards." Hoon pointed to the screen. "And there is more. The reaction between your tears and his blood created something new. A genetic bridge between human, Leopard, and Taylor." Jia looked at the dying Leopard. "You mean my tears might help save your species? And perhaps his species too," Dai added. Minho stepped closer to Jia. "This is bigger than we thought," he whispered. None of them saw the worried look that passed between Hoon and Da. The discovery changed everything, in ways the humans could not yet understand. "We have a way to test our theory," Daz said, looking at the Leopard. "But it is dangerous." Jia, Minho, and Hoon gathered around a large screen showing complex patterns of DNA. "What do you mean?" Jia asked. Day pointed to the screen. "We can use your tears and the Leopard's mixed DNA to attempt a temporary resurrection. A full awakening of his body and mind, not just the basic life functions we are maintaining now." "Is that even possible?" Minho asked, his voice filled with doubt. "Yes," Hoon said, "but there is a risk. Someone must be mentally connected to the Leopard during the process. They must guide his consciousness back." Day looked directly at Jia. "It should be you. Your tears created the bond." Minho stepped between them. "No, it's too dangerous. We don't know what could happen to her mind." "I'll do it," Jia said firmly, moving past him. "This is what my entire life's work has been leading to." Minho grabbed her arm. "Jia, please, let me do it instead." She gently removed his hand. "The bond is between me and the Leopard. It has to be me." The aliens prepared a special chamber. Jia lay on a table next to the Leopard. Strange devices were placed on her head and on the animals. "When the connection forms, you will see his memories," Hoon explained. "Stay calm and follow them. Find his consciousness and bring it forward." Minho stood nearby, his face tight with worry. "I'll be right here," he promised. Day activated the machines. A blue light filled the room. Jia felt a strange pulling sensation in her mind. Then darkness swept over her. She found herself running through snowy mountains, but she wasn't human anymore. She was seen through the Leopard's eyes. She felt his power, his freedom, his wild joy. Then came other memories. Strange beings touching him when he was a cub. Lights in the sky. the same lights that had appeared over Earth recently. The tailor had been visiting the Leopards for generations. Gia called out with her mind, "Come back. Follow me back." She felt resistance. The Leopard's spirit was at peace, ready to move on. But she showed him images of mountains without his kind, a world where snow leopards no longer existed. "One more time," she pleaded. "Rise one more time." In the ship, Minho watched anxiously as Ju's body jerked. The Leopard's readings spiked. "Something's happening," Day said, checking the machines. The Leopard's eyes snapped open. He rose to his feet on the table, fully awake, his wounds healed. He looked at Ju with intelligent eyes that seemed to hold more than animal awareness. Ju opened her eyes too. When she spoke, her voice was strange, as if two beings were talking at once. "He understands now," she said. "He knows why he needed to return." The Leopard moved to her side, pressing his head against her hand. A connection had formed between them that went beyond science. Hoon watched with wonder. It worked. The resurrection worked. But Day was looking at new readings on his screen. His expression grew dark with an idea that the others couldn't see. While Gia rested after the mental connection, Day called several Taylor scientists to a private meeting room. The Leopard stayed by Jia's side, refusing to leave her. "The human woman is the key," Day told the other scientists. "Her DNA combined with the Leopard's creates something our research never predicted." One scientist looked worried. "What are you suggesting, Day?" "We need her, not just her tears," Day said coldly. "A full genetic extraction. It is the only way to save our people." "Captain Hoon would never agree to harm the human," another scientist said. Day stood taller. "Then we will not tell them until it is done. The survival of our entire species is at stake." In another room, Hoon and Minho talked while looking at the test results. "Your Earth science is advanced, but not advanced enough to see what was done to these leopards centuries ago," Hoon explained. "My ancestors changed them, making them partly Taylor." Minho frowned. "Why would they do that?" "A backup plan. A way to preserve our genetic code if something happened to our own species." Hoon looked sad. "They were wise to do so. Now we face extinction." "And Jia's tears somehow activated something in the Leopard's modified DNA?" Minho asked. "Yes, human biology has chemicals that ours lacks. Together, they might save both our species." Meanwhile, Jia woke up. She felt different. When she looked at her hands, she saw them clearly even though the room was dim. Her hearing was sharper too. The Leopard made a soft sound next to her. Somehow, she understood it as a greeting. "I can sense what you're feeling," she whispered to the animal. "How is this possible?" The door opened. Dai entered with 4 Taylor guards. "Dr. Kim, please come with us. We need to run more tests." Jia sensed something was wrong. The Leopard growled, its fur rising. "Where's Hoon? Where's Minho?" she asked, backing away. "They are busy," Daz said. "This will not take long." The guards moved toward her. The Leopard jumped in front of Jia, protecting her. Across the ship, Minho was looking at a monitor showing Jia's room. He saw the guards. "What's happening?" he asked Hoon sharply. Hoon looked confused, then alarmed. "I gave no such orders." He hit an alarm button. Day is acting without permission. They ran toward Joe's room. On the way, Minho pressed a small button on his watch. It was an emergency signal to Earth's military forces. He had been secretly reporting to them since arriving on the ship. In Jia's room, the Leopard fought the guards while Jia tried to escape. The animal moved with new strength and intelligence, keeping the Taylor away from her. Day pulled out a weapon. "Stop fighting. This is necessary for the greater good." Suddenly, Hoon's voice boomed over speakers. "Da, stand down now. This is your captain." The ship shook. Outside, Earth military helicopters approached, responding to Minho's signal. The Leopard sensed Jia's fear and attacked with even greater fury. determined to protect the human who had given it life once more. Alarms blared throughout the ship. Hoon and Minho ran into Zhu's room just as one of the guards fell under the Leopard's powerful paws. "Stop this now," Hoon shouted. His voice carried the full power of command. The guards froze. Dai backed away, his weapon still aimed at the Leopard. "Captain, you don't understand. This is our only chance for survival," Dai said. "Not like this," Hoon replied firmly. "Never like this." The ship shook again as something hit it from outside. Minho looked guilty. "I called for help," he admitted. "Earth forces are surrounding the ship." Hoon looked at him with surprise but not anger. "You were protecting your people. I would have done the same." On a large screen on the wall, they could see military helicopters circling the ship. Soldiers with weapons were preparing to board. "They will kill us all," Dai said, his face filled with fear. Jia stood up straight. The Leopard moved to her side, calm now, but ready to attack again if needed. "No one needs to die today," she said. She turned to Hoon. "Let me speak to them. I can stop this." Hoon nodded and pressed some buttons on a panel. Jia's face appeared on screens outside the ship, visible to the Earth forces. "This is Dr. Jia Kim," she said clearly. "I am safe. The Taylor are not our enemies. They need our help, and we need theirs. Tell your commanders to stand down." After a tense moment, the helicopters stopped their attack position. A voice came through the ship's speakers. "Dr. Kim, are you truly safe? Are you speaking freely?" "Yes," she answered. "I suggest a meeting between Earth leaders and the Taylor. We have a chance for an alliance that could benefit both our worlds." Inside the ship, Dai was taken away by loyal guards. Hoon turned to Jia. "Thank you," he said. "You could have let them destroy us after what Dai tried to do." "That would have been foolish," Jia replied. "Your technology could save Earth's endangered species. Our biology might save your people. We need each other." Minho stepped forward. "Jia is right. I've been studying your research while reporting to Earth authorities. A joint program would give both sides what they need." Hoon considered this. A fair exchange. Not taking, but sharing. The Leopard made a sound that seemed almost like agreement. In the connection that still linked them, Jia felt his approval. "You will be our example," she told the Leopard, stroking his fur, "the first of many snow leopards to live again on Earth. And you will help the Taylor live on as well." Later that day, in a secure building, human and Taylor leaders gathered. Jia sat between them with the Leopard by her side. As the two species began to plan their future together, the animal that had risen one last time for her watched with wise, knowing eyes. 3 months passed. In a special laboratory built together by humans and Taylor, Jia worked day and night. The Leopard stayed with her always. Their mental connection had grown stronger. Sometimes Jia would see through his eyes or feel his emotions as if they were her own. The research showed great promise. The Taylor scientists had started treatments to fix their genetic problems. On Earth, 5 new snow leopard cubs had been born using the rescued DNA combined with Taylor science. But there was a problem. The Leopard was growing weaker again. "His cells are breaking down," Minho explained one evening as they looked at test results. The resurrection was never meant to be permanent. Jia felt the Leopard's pain through their connection. "How long does he have?" "A few days, maybe less." Minho put his hand on her shoulder. "I'm sorry, Jia. We always knew this might happen." Hoon entered the lab, his face serious. "There is a way to save him," he said, "but it comes with a great cost." "Tell me," Jia demanded. "A complete consciousness transfer," Hoon explained. "His mind could be saved by merging it with another." "You mean with another Leopard?" Minho asked. "No. The connection would need to be with someone who already shares a mental bond." Hoon looked at Jia. "With you." Minho stepped between them. "That's too dangerous. What would happen to Jia?" "She would still be herself," Hoon said, "but she would carry his consciousness within her, his memories, his instincts, Parts of his nature would become part of her. Forever. Would it hurt him? Jia asked quietly. No, it would save the essence of who he is. That night, Jia sat alone with the leopard under the stars. She stroked his soft fur. We've come so far together, she whispered. I don't want to lose you. Through their connection, she felt his understanding. He knew he was dying again, but this time, there was a choice. When morning came, Jia had made her decision. I'll do it, she told Hoon and Minho. I'll accept the consciousness transfer. Jia, think about this, Minho pleaded. You won't be the same person anymore. I haven't been the same since I first connected with him, she replied. This just makes it permanent. The procedure room was filled with strange equipment. Jia lay on a table next to the leopard, just like during the first connection. Are you ready? Hoon asked. Jia nodded. She turned to look at the leopard one last time. His yellow-green eyes met hers. Thank you, she whispered, for rising one last time. For everything. The machines hummed to life. Lights pulsed between Jia and the leopard. She felt a rushing sensation, like a river flowing into her mind. Memories not her own filled her thoughts. Running through snow, hunting under moonlight, the joy of freedom in the mountains. The leopard's body relaxed. His eyes closed for the final time. But Jia felt him still present, now within her. When she opened her eyes, she saw the world differently. Sharper, clearer, changed forever. 1 year passed since the day Jia accepted the leopard's consciousness into her own. In the high mountains of the Himalayas, a new conservation area spread across the snowy peaks. Snow leopards roamed free again, their numbers growing slowly but steadily. Jia stood on a high cliff, watching the animals below. Her eyes, once dark brown, now had flecks of yellow-green in them. When she moved, it was with a grace that seemed not quite human. She heard footsteps behind her but didn't turn. She had smelled Minho's scent on the wind minutes ago. The new cubs are doing well, he said, coming to stand beside her. The tailored genetic therapy worked perfectly. I know, Jia said with a smile. I can sense them, like family. Minho had gotten used to these strange statements from her. After the consciousness transfer, Jia had changed in many ways. She could see better in the dark. Her hearing and smell were sharper. Sometimes she would disappear into the mountains for days, running with the wild leopards. The tailor ship is returning today, Minho said. Hoon sent a message. Their treatments are working. The genetic breakdown has stopped. Good, Jia nodded. Both our kinds will survive now. Below them, in a large meadow, a group of tailor children played with human children from the research team families. Though they looked different, they played the same games, laughed with the same joy. Are you happy, Jia? Minho asked softly. He had worried that she would regret her choice. Jia turned to him. For a moment, her eyes seemed to shift, becoming more animal than human. Then she smiled. I am more than I was, she said, less than I might have been. But yes, I am happy. She closed her eyes and let her mind drift to the part of her that was not Jia. The leopard's consciousness was still there, watching through her eyes, feeling through her heart. He would be proud, Minho said, understanding who she was communing with. His sacrifice made all this possible. Our sacrifice, Jia corrected gently. And it was worth it. That night, as the tailor ship landed in the valley, Jia stood alone under the stars. She felt a familiar urge and began to run, her movements smooth and powerful. She ran faster than any human should be able to, leaping over rocks and streams. In her mind, she felt the leopard's spirit running with her. Not separate, but part of her now. Their tears and blood and DNA had merged, creating something new that helped save 2 species. As the moon rose high, Jia stopped running and looked up at the sky. She opened her mouth and let out a sound that was neither human cry nor leopard roar, but something in between. A sound of joy and freedom and life continuing. In the valley below, The humans and Taylor heard the sound and knew who made it. They smiled, understanding what her cry meant. Life goes on. Even after endings, new beginnings are possible. Sometimes, when we cry for what is lost, we create what will be.